What's up, lunatics? Loon here with Lunatic Reactions. And before we get started, I do want to apologize if I am perhaps a little low energy today or anything seems off. I am feeling a little under the weather, and if I don't have a video out tomorrow, that is why, but I'm still going to try my best to get one out to you all. But if I don't, that is the reason why. But I'm here right now, and we are continuing with the Pepsi Center concert, and up next we have Error. And Error has an official music video, and I said that I missed out on Choke doing the music video for that one, but I said going forward, any songs that had a music video, I would do both versions. I'm going to do the live first, and then the music video. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm still recovering a bit from my murder last video, where Ale murdered me with that bass. A woman is a menace. But I'm excited to continue, excited to see what's still to come, and excited to see what the music video looks like. So this is Error by The Warning, live at the Pepsi Center, and without any further ado, let's just get into it.
Encoded in your greed. I will give you the power, but I need you to see control. Human nature in question, bottom broken in silence. It's never the intention, just wrong. Side effects and how you want us to connect. It's never truly wrong to wanna go. What do you want to know? I'm the error inside. At the end of the day, you borrow time. Everybody must die. It's the freedom of choice that kills the mind. And I ask you to just think of it. You can free me, but you don't. You always want me so. Grab my hand, let me guide you. We could be something greater. If you let me, I'll make you the savior. It's all be a destruction, but you know it's your purpose. Sacrifices are made to be perfect. You didn't read the side effects and how you want us to connect. It's never truly wrong to wanna grow. What do you want to know? I'm the error inside. At the end of the day, borrow time. Everybody must die. It's the freedom of choice that kills the mind. And I hate you to just think of it. You can free me, but you don't. I'm the error you hide, but you will always want me so. You are blind to the nature, perfect program disaster. You're my maker, but you're not my master. I'm the error inside. At the end of the day, borrow time. Everybody must die. It's the freedom of choice that kills the mind. And I hate you to just think of it. You can free me, but you don't. I'm the error you hide, but you will always want me so.
All right, so that was The Warning with Error live at the Pepsi Center. And up next, we got the music video, so let's just get into that.
You want people to love you. It's encoded in your greed. I will give you the power, but I need you to sneak control. Human nature in question, flawed and broken in silence. It's never the intention, just progress. You didn't read the side effects, and now you want us to connect. It's never truly wrong to wanna grow. What do you want to know? I'm the air inside. At the end of the day, of all the time, everybody must die. It's the freedom of choice that kills the mind, and it hurts you to just think of it. You can free me, but you don't. I'm the air you hide, but you always want me so. Grab my hand, let me guide you. We could be something greater. If you let me, I'll make you their savior. It shall be your destruction, but you know it's your purpose. Sacrifices are made to be perfect. You didn't read the side effects, and now you want us to connect. It's never truly wrong to wanna grow. What do you want to know? I'm the air inside. At the end of the day, of all the time, everybody must die. It's the freedom of choice that kills the mind, and it hurts you to just think of it. You can free me, but you don't. I'm the air you hide, but you always want me so. You are blind to the nature, perfect program disaster. You're my maker, but you're not my master. I'm the air inside. At the end of the day, of all the time, everybody must die. It's the freedom of choice that kills the mind, and it hurts you to just think of it. You can free me, but you don't. I'm the air you hide, but you always want me so.
All right, so that was the original music video for Error. And, this is one of the weird cases where I think, because, a lot of you guys have told me that, The Warning, their philosophy, whereas most bands try to sound as good as their studio songs when they're in concert, when The Warning's in the studio, they're trying to sound as good as they do live. This is one song where I think it benefited from studio production, because what I noticed on listening to the studio version is that because of the way it was engineered, like different parts were standing out because it was in different sides of my headphones, and so I was able to hear the bass a little bit more. So that, for me, I think for that song, I might prefer the studio version. Alright, before I get into my rating, let's just take a look at the lyrics. I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've read the lyrics, and this one is a little bit... I don't know if it's because I'm not feeling well, or if it is just a little bit more, you know, not as straightforward as some of the other songs. I am picking up, similar to Kool-Aid Kids, which I believe is on the same album, this themes of, like, control and resisting that control and things like that, but this definitely seems like a song I'm gonna have to sit with for a little bit and think about in terms of the lyrics. As for my overall rating, I'm always honest. And for me, this song, compared to some of the others in the concert so far, didn't hit me as much. You probably saw it in my reaction. It was a great song still. I was enjoying it. I was bopping my head along, but it didn't hit me in the same way some other songs have. And, that could just be because it's a first listen, well, 2 listens that time, but, sometimes you listen to a song and it doesn't hit, and then you would listen to it another time and all of a sudden it hits. That happened to me with Choke. I think I originally gave Choke a 9 out of 10, and then in my next video, after re-listening to the song, I was like, no wait, this song's awesome. And maybe that'll happen with this song, maybe not, there's gotta be, not every song can be the best song. But I still enjoyed it. It was still a really good song, the performance, lots of energy. And like I said, I do think that in this case, for this song, it benefited from studio production. But, the live performance still very energetic, very, forceful. They put on a great show. So, for my overall rating, if I'm looking at the song as a whole, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. What's up, lunatics? Loon from the future here. And I'm just cutting in here because as I was editing this video, I noticed there was a lot of things that I missed in my first listen. And, sometimes that happens. And I did mention at the beginning of the video that I am feeling under the weather. And, I think listening to it as I was editing, I'm, feeling a little bit better thanks to some medicine. But, I just happened to, as I was editing, catch a lot of things that I wasn't noticing before. Particularly, Pow's drum work was really good. And, I feel bad because I probably shouldn't record when I'm not on my full game. And that might have influenced my rating. I'm not going to change my rating right now because it feels kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it would come across as inauthentic if I did that, so I'm not doing that, but I am just wanted to add this because I wanted to recognize that during my first listen, I wasn't on my game, wasn't catching things that I should have caught, and that probably affected my enjoyment of the song. Alright, let's get back to Past Link. If you've enjoyed this reaction, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more of my reactions to The Warning, be sure to check out the playlist. And if you want to see more of me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Loon, this is Lunatic Reactions. Take care.